Hi guys, and welcome back to OG Cars, and in today's video you join us for a video on a car that hasn't featured on this channel for over 2 years at least, because that's how long it's been sitting, if I'm completely honest with all of you here. We love this car, but what we wanted to do today is cover a video to show you where it's been, show you around the car again, because we think it's a really rare car, a car I definitely do not see anymore, and also the reason why that car is now up for sale, unfortunately. So let's reintroduce you to my lovely Vinnie, the Volvo 480 Turbo. So here he is. This is Vinnie, my lovely Volvo 480 Turbo, and I've owned this car best part of 6 years now. In fact, I bought him back at the end of 2019 in a complete state, and you can go back and watch the video where we properly go over everything that happened to this car. But in effect, we don't really know the story behind it, but the car looked like it had possibly been sat in a scrapyard, or it was going to be broken for parts, because there were so many things missing on it, there were so many things wrong with it, and it has not been taxed since MOT records began. There's no MOTs on records, anything like that, apart from myself. But we have put so much time and effort into this car, and I think when it stood here, you have to admit, it does look really bloody cool. I was just going to leave the story of Vinnie at that, but I don't feel like that does it justice. In effect, fair play to Owen behind the camera, this car had so much work done to it. You're talking welding, suspension, engine work, electrical work, everything was done to this car. And aside the paint work, which is a bit of a sore subject, so yes, it looks amazing if you come up close. There are imperfections, there was an issue when it was painted, blah, 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 blah. I still think it looks really, really good. But aside the paintwork, everything on this car has been done by ourselves, and I think for that, me and Owen really do need to tip our hats off. I don't have a hat on, so that's a bit of a poor expression, but tip our hats off to saving this car, because let's be fair, when was the last time you saw a Volvo 480 Turbo? In fact, as of right now, me and Owen have gone back, because as I mentioned, we'll get onto in a minute, it's for sale. It's very hard to price these because there are none left at all. So yes, your eyes do not deceive you. That is a 480 Turbo badge, because this is a genuine 480 Turbo. Now, the 480 is a rare enough car as it is. The Turbo is even rarer. And when we found this car, it's basically why we ended up with the car we did in the state we did at the time, was because it was the only way at the time I could afford getting into a 480 Turbo, and it's a car I really, really wanted. And you know what? This has been back on the road now for about a month, I would say. And we've ended up doing the NEC show, and we've also ended up doing Combe, which we'll get onto in a second. And it's been absolutely amazing to have this car back on the road. Now, I think one of the most striking features about my Vinnie is the paint, because the paint is not a standard Volvo colour. A few people asked me this at the NEC actually. It's in fact an Audi colour, and for anyone who is wondering what colour it is Audi Merlin Purple, which is an incredibly dark purple. In fact, in the sun it almost looks like a metallic black. In the dark it looks like a metallic black, in the sun it is a metallic purple. And then the highlight is Audi Vegas Yellow, which is a colour that I used to love on the Audi S1 when I was first learning to drive. I really wanted an Audi S1. Ultimately, I've gone the completely opposite way into going into older cars. But yeah, they would always be in this Vegas Yellow, and I really love that colour. And the Audi Merlin Purple is a colour that I think I saw on an Audi R8 or an Audi RS6. I don't know. But when it came to deciding a colour, Midnight Purple was the colour I wanted, and Audi Merlin Purple was exactly the colour I wanted. In fact, if I was going to be even more specific than that. Now, you may all be a little bit confused, because I'm singing Vinnie's praises here, but ultimately he hasn't featured on this channel for the best part of 2 years at least. Well, basically, about 2.5 years ago, this was one of the only cars we had at home, and I was taking it to and from the train station to go to work. And the one day the infotainment system decided to not work on me at the time, my water pump failed and it ejected its coolant everywhere. Thankfully, the train station isn't very far away, and I was able to get it home with enough water back in it, so it got home completely fine. But truth be told, we just chucked it in the corner and stopped using it, because at the time Owen was filtering through cars like no tomorrow, and there was always at least 2 cars to use, so this just went into the corner and wasn't used. But at the start of this year, we both went, we need to get that car back out. And I'm saying the start of this year, it's a complete lie. It was the end of last year, so I don't know where I'm getting my figures from, but anyway. October, we decided to pull this back out of the corner and see what it needed. And Owen had to do the rear brake calipers, rear hoses and rear pads. He also had to do the front pads, and the handbrake needed a little bit of adjusting. But for sitting in the corner for 2.5 years, the water pump was done as well, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, so just to be clear, the water pump was redone. And it went back through its MOT, no problem at all. And then about 3 or 4 weeks ago, it's been taxed and MOT'd, but I've barely used it to just go back and forth to the shop. It then got called upon to do the NEC, and we ended up doing Combe in it as well. So let's go over why those shows were really cool and really special for me and Owen. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, me and Owen have helped out for a number of years with Young Retro Motor Club, and I helped Jack, the organiser, set up our NEC events. So obviously we were there at the restoration show in March, which you would have seen because Owen was on stand with the IFA Club with the Yugo, and I was here with this. Now, it wasn't meant to be there, if I'm completely honest with all of you. It was meant to be two of our other friends, but they got let down with transport, so we ended up getting the Volvo and the Polo there as well. But it was actually really nice to get Vinnie there, because I think, because it sat in the corner for 2 years and I've just basically forgotten it was there, we got it there and it got so much attention. So many people were coming over and saying it was amazing to see it saved, because we had its story in the window of how it had been saved and what we'd done to it, and everyone said it was amazing to see the story. They loved the colour, they loved the effort that we had put into it, and for me that was really important to just sort of hear that clarification that people did really appreciate what we had done to save a really rare car. And then the week after we went to Combe, and I come back to my car. Now, I'd like to point out we sat in traffic for Combe for 2 hours to get in, and I'd slept about 2 hours the night before, so I was running purely on Red Bull at this point, so I was absolutely knackered. Come back to the car, and Vinnie won top 50 in the show, so he won the top 50 cars, and we got to go out on a free parade lap around Combe, which was absolutely amazing, because at Combe I'd seen loads of people coming over and going, "Oh, it's a 480," and then going to the back and going, "Oh my God, it's a 480 turbo." I think you don't see a 480 as it is, but you just absolutely do not see a turbo anymore. And from both the NEC and Combe, thank you to everyone who came over and talked to me about the car, who wanted to know about it, wanted to know about what we've done to it. It's really clarified that I did the right thing in saving this car, because I remember the day it showed up on a trailer and thinking I'd made a massive mistake. But now we're sitting in it and enjoying it in weather like this. It's an amazing car and I'm so happy it's still here. Quick shout out to Cargill Culture, who I was on stand with at Combe. Thank you very much for having me and giving Vinnie a lovely spot. But anyway, why am I selling this car? You're probably all thinking, I'm being so passionate about this car, and I am. I am really passionate about this car, and I really do absolutely love it. And if you have seen the adverts on Facebook Marketplace, you will see that I have listed it up for a set price. That price isn't going to change, and I am not going to sell this car to just anyone. The reason I am selling it is purely because we've both decided to thin our car collection down, and I've looked at the cars and how much I use them over the last 2 or 3 years and decided which ones need to go, and the 480 is one of them. Very quick apology, someone just drove past us like an idiot. If you can see them, there's like 4 microlights in the sky over there, and there's people on bikes because everyone's just enjoying the weather, so if there's any background noise, sorry, but hopefully the mics are making a massive difference. But yeah, that is literally all it is down to. I have looked at how much I've used certain cars over the last few years, and I've decided that some have to go for some to come back in. For anyone who isn't aware, I actually currently have a car away for restoration, which is my very first classic Fiat Panda, and there's no rush on that project, but ultimately when that car comes back, I'm going to owe a bill on that car for the work that needed to be done to it, and I'm also going to need a space for it. So this car is not going anywhere quickly, because I am basically going to vet anyone who owns it, because I really want it to go to a good home. We haven't put in 6 years of blood, sweat and tears, which at one point is what this was for poor Owen, who had to work on it through COVID, for it to then just go to any old home and be ruined. I think it's a fantastic example of a car. It's not original, you know, the paint's not original, it's lowered, it's on different alloys, but everyone seemed to really like what we've done to it, and I think that's what's important. And ultimately, if people said they didn't like what I'd done to it, I would say I don't care, because I really like what I've done to it. Owen really likes what he's done to it, and all my friends love it as well. So whilst I adore this car, it is up for sale, and if anyone on this channel really wants a Volvo 480 Turbo, please do go and have a look on Facebook, because that's where I've got it listed. I'd love for this car to go to the right home, but I'm listing this video up just to sort of talk you through why I love it, and I think we've done quite a good job of that, I would say. Let's just have a quick walk around of Vinnie for all of you to show you the things that maybe we've changed, the things we've had to change, the things I've wanted to change. So the first thing we are up against, because we're at the back of the car, is the rear lights. These are all brand new. It's not cheap to do this, I'm not going to lie about it, but it made a massive difference, because the rear lights on this when we bought it were awful. Something that we haven't done to the car, but something we've done with the car, is this. I keep this in the window just to remind myself of doing this trip with the car, because that was Volvo 600. Just after we'd finished the car, we went all the way up to this event, and it won the world record attempt. And somewhere at home, me and Vinnie have a world record certificate to show that we did it. And it was an amazing memory because we finally finished the car and we got to go up there and we did it, and the car did it no problems at all. Hence that sticker up there as well. That's the same one. As we move down to the side of the car, you will probably notice that it's lower, and I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, but when we went online looking for springs for this car, we could get the lowering springs cheaper than we could standard springs. So we ended up doing 40mm, and I'm very happy we did because I think it makes the car sit lovely. It's got that really nice stance about it. It looks really, really nice at this height. It's quite harsh, but it's fine because it looks good. And it's also got these alloy wheels on it. These are new old stock Grande Punto alloy wheels that Owen gifted to me. They were brand new when we got them. They just sat around for a few years, and I think they look amazing. They were a direct fit onto this car. Win-win. We also, before we go to the interior, we quickly go past the sunroof, which has never not worked from the day I bought it. Thank God, because electrical things on this car can be a slight nightmare. And
jinxed it now.
Don't say that. And as we come round to the front, something to point out on this car is it is a phase 1 480, and there's not a lot different. It's just the fact that they have these square mirrors. If you look at the later ones, they're a little bit more bubbly, and they also have these orange side repeaters instead of clear. So that is only 2 little differences, but I wanted the phase 1. I wanted the orange ones and I wanted the square mirrors, so it's something that I wanted when I bought the car. Other things we've done around the front, we had to replace one of those because I think it was broken. We've also had to play a little bit around with the pop-up headlights. This one still works as a positive, and we'll just quickly go to the interior as well and show you the interior. Interior wise, quite a few things had to be done on this as well. We had to replace the dash because the speedo didn't work when we first bought the car, and the infotainment system also didn't work, so we did have to replace that. And I think Owen's had a little bit of a fiddle with it because he's quite good with electrics. It's become temperamental again now, but it has worked when I've needed it recently, so that's absolutely fine by me. Aside that, the interior is really clean. There's a few little bits where corners are missing and it's a little bit broken, but for me it kind of tells its story because this is basically how it came to me, and I was always really happy with the interior. And for all you eagle-eyed people, that is a manual gearbox. This is a, for its exact name, it's a Volvo 480 Turbo SR manual. If you go into like how many left, it's just a Turbo SR, because they did also do a Turbo SR Auto. But it's an incredibly rare car, and the manual gearbox was a must for me when I was buying this, that was for sure. So I think that's going to about wrap it up for this video on the Volvo, because I've really sung its praises in this video. I've really enjoyed having it back on the road, and the more I look at it, the more I think I'd love for it to stay. But I am trying to be more realistic. At home right now we are at full capacity, even with this there, so you've got to make some sacrifices. Owen is doing the same. I'm sure that'll come up in some future videos for him as well, but I am making a sacrifice of selling this. But it's not going to any old home, and I will continuously repeat that. I want this to go to a good home, and I want it to be loved because I adore this car and I'm so happy we saved it. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue enjoying it. I really enjoy taking it to the NEC. I really enjoy taking it to Castle Combe. There's loads of events coming up now. We're in the summer and the sun's out, and I will take this car to any event that I can in the meantime because I love it. And as much as it's annoyed Owen behind the camera, I know that he's secretly been really enjoying it the last few weeks as well, because it's a great little car. It's something different. It's still not perfect, but my God, is it a damn sight better than it was when we first bought it. So yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.